Hi, we're Jim and Myra Wright.
Welcome to Right Around the World.
Let's talk missions.
Hey there, it's Jim and Myra again, and yep, we're still in Albania.
Yep. We're here in Skanderbeg Square, named after the national hero Skanderbeg. And we'll show you a little bit, but there's all kinds of stones that are brought from places all over Albania, and they make up the square. This place was where, back when they were under Soviet control, they would have all the parades and all of the big gatherings, and now they still have all the big gatherings here, and it's really the cultural center of Albania. It's a beautiful place, and we'll tell you more about the history of it, but we just want you to know we're here in Skanderbeg Square. So while we were here, we thought we would talk a little bit about the culture of Albania, and one of the big questions that comes up a lot, and by the way, I don't know if you can hear the background music from the band that we hired to play, but they're playing traditional music. And
in front of the mosque.
Yeah. In any case, but one of the questions we get asked a lot is, how is the shopping?
And how do you shop
can you buy things? Can you buy food? Well, obviously, I'm going to let our chief shopper talk about that.
Okay, so we have everything from a 4 or 5 story mall,
more than that,
top tanny. In the very basement of every mall is the grocery store. Okay, and it's a regular grocery store, like what you'd see in the States, only smaller. Doesn't carry everything. And you do, I take my list and I get a few items at one store, a few items at another place, a few items at another place. You can't find everything in one spot, and that is that's the same way in most places that we live outside
Stores
of the States.
here are very specialized.
Yeah.
I went into a store to get a key ring, just a simple ring to put keys on. And I went into a store where they duplicated keys and made keys. And I said, I need a key ring. And he says, no, we make keys here. And I said, yeah, but just the ring to put the key on. And he said, no, we make keys here. So they're very specialized.
Yeah. And we still haven't found that special store.
No.
Okay. So we have the mall stores. We also have the bazaars, or they call them pazars here, which is they're not really open air markets. Part of them are, but most of them are just a huge roofed area, and that's where most of the locals buy their clothes or their material, shoes, textile stuff. You'll find at the bazaar.
Are they new or used?
Both. On the outside, you'll usually find some used stores, lots of secondhand shops. And if I spoke the language more, I would have had a blast while we lived here. And inside, it's newer stuff, so with tags and everything on it. Then we also have our little local markets, and it's just like any corner market that you'd go to in the States, only not really a 7-Eleven, a corner market. It's a mom and pop shop, and most of them are tiny. I mean, just like a small one room. And then our main place where we get groceries, all of our fruits and vegetables, is just a stand at the end of our street. It's actually a larger one.
Yeah.
And it's run by a family, and we've gotten to know them really well. And they carry all of our dairy, and she started selling ice cream, so she's expanding.
Acalora.
And then fruits and vegetables, very fresh pomegranates and olives and nectarines, Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And if it's in season, she has it. If it's out of season, then you go to the big markets for things like that. So that's shopping around here. Hey there, we're back. This time, we're at a coffee shop.
Yeah. Another unique, well, maybe not so unique, but interesting part of Albanian culture is their coffee shops. Now, we are in a coffee shop just off of Skanderbeg Square.
In fact, you can see the square behind us.
There are more than 18,000 coffee shops here in Albania, and when you consider that the population is less than 250, well, less than 2.5 million, that makes them the highest per capita coffee shop to population place in the entire world.
They love they would call it Albanian coffee. It's usually a Turkish coffee, only they add sugar.
Tiny, tiny little cup.
We're cheating today. We're having cappuccino.
Doing American
Yeah,
cappuccino, but in any
but
case.
it's really not American cappuccino. But anyhow.
Part of the culture is when you meet a friend, you say, let's go to coffee. When you meet someone new that you've never known before, you say, let's go to coffee. If you need to conduct business, you say, let's go to coffee.
Everything is done at the coffee shop.
They call them bars, coffee bars. And so, you know, if you go to Albania, don't be offended if someone invites you to a bar.
And they'll just say, you want to go to the bar?
They're talking coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the reason for that, it started because Albanians used to all live in tiny little apartments. When we're saying tiny apartments, it's a kitchen, a living room, a bathroom, and one bedroom. So to have people over is almost impossible. So that's why they started this coffee shop tradition. And it just continues no matter where they live now.
And you are never far from a coffee shop.
Coffee bar.
They are at the corner. They are in between the corners. They are everywhere. Just in the front of this building, there are 4 coffee shops just in the front of this building.
And the strange thing is most of the coffee shops only sell coffee and water. At night they do open up for Rocky and other alcoholic drinks, but in the daytime you don't go there to get a croissant or a sandwich or dessert. This one's unusual because you can get a dessert here, but most of them it's just coffee.
Now, so that you understand, this is a high-end coffee shop and it's a little more expensive.
It's pricey.
And so for 2 bottles of water and 2 cappuccinos, we had to pay the equivalent of $4.
$4, yeah.
So
now you do have to choose between still water, which is what you drink in America, just natural, or my favorite, bubbly water.
This is the still water and this is the bubbly, and how they tell the difference I'm not sure,
The
but
blue cap, the different in the caps.
different cap.
Yeah, usually
Okay.
still is
Yeah,
light
it's
blue
supposed to
or
be
pink.
Pink.
And this is dark blue for bubbly water. So, yeah. Thanks for listening.
Help us broaden our outreach by liking and subscribing below.
And maybe even a share.
Thanks again, and may His best blessings be yours.